But she told you, right? Like where it is? You know where it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There's a small sign saying the Dragon Tripitaka, and the dragon referring to a ruler or an emperor, and it's all the name for Emperor Qianlong. So all the sutras over there, they were printed and published in the Qing dynasties. And later, people just republish and reprinted those sutras.
And is this room always open, or is it only open at certain times?
As long as the library is open, then people can come up here and then use the library. And you don't have to take off the shoes, just come in, please. So it's a very sublime and solemn environment for learning and study. And out of reverence, people put the sutras into different boxes and put on a shelf like this. It's a very special treatment of the sutras because people revere the Buddha's teachings, and that's how they show their respect. And they follow the Chinese classics of the 10,000, 1,000 character classics. So they arrange the sutras in the sequence like these. 天地玄黄，宇宙洪荒. Okay, one by one.
Is this the Qianlong?
Qianlong Dazhangjing. Qianlong is the reign title of the Emperor Qianlong.
Okay.
And out of simplicity, people for simplicity's sake, people just call it Longjang. Longjang is 最根. It's a symbol of the ruler.
Do you know when this one was printed? The copy that it has?
This one was reprinted in 1989. And as soon as they were published, then they donated. I think we purchased or donated to CTTB, because at that time CTTB and the founder have a very good relations with the Beijing's the Buddhist associations. So that's why they have good connections. Okay. And after they have done the reprinting, they mentioned to the Dharma Master Hua. So he may send the founder may have sent a disciple to Beijing to purchase 5 sets of the sutras.
5 sets of the Qianlong.
Yeah, Qianlong Dazhangjing. One put here, maybe one put in Calgary, and another put in Berkeley, maybe.
Okay. And so this, everything in the shelves is Qianlong edition?
Qianlong edition.
And you also have a copy of the Taisho?
Taisho is on the other side of the library.
Side.
After
Okay.
I have shown you here, I will then bring you to the other room.
Okay.
Okay. So this is one set, and because it's not so convenient for take out the box and open the sutras. So later people create another Longjang here.
Okay.
It's arranged. This is a Qianlong Dazhangjing. Yeah.
Okay. And here it's going in Western type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, in the numerical order here, 1 to
up to 168,
I believe.
Okay. Okay.
And I actually took out the index here, and another thing, the index book.
Okay.
The last volume is the index.
Okay.
So I will first show you the formal one.
Okay.
It's very formal. It's starting from number 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on and on. If you open the index book, you won't be seeing the number. It's for our communions. The Arabic number are number 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So if you For today's reading the sutra, the director of the librarian advised me to use a glove. So that's why I use the pair of gloves for reading here. So you can see Da Bo Ni, Da Bo Lo Mi Do Jing. The first set is the Great Prajna Paramita Sutra. Yeah, and when you open them, each box contains about 10 volume, 10 rows. Okay, this is one box, and we call this is one row. One row. Okay. And one book, one volume is like this. I'll show you. We call this is one volume. It's bigger than row. Okay, but smaller than a box. Smaller than a box. Yeah, welcome to. Okay, so it has nice printing like this. It even contain maybe the, I don't know what the language is. Oh, this is Tibetan. This is Tibetan.
Wow.
It was Ban Chan, Great Master Ban Chan's seal and his signature, I think. Yeah, so it's a very much revered. And this is the writing of Zhao Pu Chu. You may know the famous layman Zhao Pu Chu. And I believe it's in 1980s. After he finished this reprinting.
Can you, maybe Alfonso, I don't know if you can see this. So we've got initially we had the Tibetan script or the sitting.
I can, this one?
This one, sitting here. And then we've got the Chinese handwritten.
Chinese handwritten right here.
And then also the next.
Layman Zhao give a brief account of narration of how this version of the Longzang is reprinted in 1989. Yeah.
And then there's illustrations.
Yeah, some very at the end, at the beginning of the sutra. Usually there's a drawing or picture of this.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels long, or 7 or 8.
Yeah, and then you come to see the standard of putting the imperial seal of what year in the Qing dynasty, Yongzhen, and what month. This was reprinted here, and people dedicated merit for a better, a stable government, a wealthy nation, and happier people here. They pray always for the timely rain and the wind. That's how it goes. So it's a very formal.
So it says in the Long edition, the Prajna Paramitas are the first
1989 here.
1989.
Oh, here, yes, you see. China, Beijing, 1989.
1989. Okay. And originally printed in the Qing dynasty?
In Qing dynasty,
Dynasty.
Yeah. As we just say, it was printed in the 12 or 13 years of Yongzhen. Yongzhen is 17 something.
33, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, 1730s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can imagine in the old days when people are reading the sutra, it was not as convenient as we are reading right now.
So all of these shells were custom made for the Tripitaka.
And as you know, the first one is the Prajna division. So it is the most voluminous. It contains 600 rows.
600 rows.
So 600 rows going all the way to, let me see, to which character.
one of the Prajnaparamita, the Bora.
So this one is the last one of Bora Jing.
And this is Ratina Kutta, the Bochi
The still Bora Bora, but different sutra. So that's the Da Bora Mi Do Jing. 590件，591. So 591. You go to the last one to be the 600s. Let's check here. So
do you know if
let's see the 591 and 600. So that marks the completion of the first division, the first voluminous sutra called double origin. Okay, and then we go on to some variants for origin here. So the next one will be Huang Guang origin. Huang Guang, the radiant light prajna sutra.
Okay, so still Prajnaparamita sutras. Dharma Master, do you know if all of the Long edition, Longzang, if it was all in Chinese characters? I heard that the Taisho edition had some volumes that are in Siding, like a different script.
In the Sidam,
yeah.
That I'm not sure. You can find out from the index. So this one will be the Huang Guang origin. Huang Guang Bora Jing Juan Yi. So radiant light prajna paramita sutra row 1, and under the 61 character of the 1000 character classic Cai Zong Ji Jiang.
Could we take a quick look just to see if this one also has the
you should have
illustrations? It does. And this is rice paper, do you know?
What kind of paper? I'm not sure. But it doesn't have the beginning, the signature of the Banchan.
Wow.
The Tibetan master.
Yeah, it's very, very thin paper.
Yeah, thin, very thin.
At one point I heard that this room had to get a special
treatment. They want to get rid of the moist.
Get rid of moisture.
So what's the dehumidifier, right?
Dehumidifier. So that's always going
in the
dehumidifier?
Especially so in the winter time.
In the winter.
I believe now it's still on somewhere.
Yeah, I see it over there. Big.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Each of the places where the rolls sit.
It's almost like a red carpet.
Yes, red carpet for each one of them. And so this is a very sacred space. I mean, the quality of these cabinets, the quality, all of the time and energy that went into making these. Are there any practices of bowing to the sutras? Is that something which...
Bowing of the sutra, some people, they do it, like especially to the Fa Jing, the Lotus Sutra, and the Fa Yan Jing.
Okay.
And following the Buddha's name sutra or the Ren Yan Jing, the Surangama Sutra. Usually people like to bow to every character, slowly, pace, character by character, in a slower pace. Usually that doing so can calm a person's mind and body, and bring a person all energies and mind and soul to a certain point to have a breakthrough, enlightenment here. So that's the first
6, 8, 10
to 71, right?
71, okay.
71 box. And then...
So overall, there are...
it should be 1,000, but it's less than 1,000.
Less
than 1,000.
Okay.
So here, from 70, now you go all the way to the other side, and then come back, starting from here, 144.
Okay.
144. So you go all the way to this side, right?
Okay.
I believe it's 143. Okay. 125. In 143 under the character of 1.
And is there any time when these are taken out? Which, I mean,
for the sun drying, right? In the ancient time, people usually take out the sutra in the summertime to dry out, and then to keep dry away the some, what's the English for?
Mold?
Termite.
Termites.
Termite or ants or small creatures.
Right. I think I heard that sometimes still happens here. They will.
I seldom heard this happen or saw people put out the sutra.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a very brave termite who could actually get up into this.
So there's a particular sutra I'd like to still show you, since you asked about the Surangama Sutra, right? Surangama Sutra. So you come over here. So usually for a particular sutra, you usually go to the index and then you look under the index title and flip. It is not as fast as we key in the character in computer to search.
Right.
But it's much faster than fumble through all the sutra box by box. So you flip open here. We have Da Bao Ji Jing. And we have Hua Yan Jing. Hua Yan Jing 104.
Hua Yan Jing, is that the lotus?
Avatamsaka Sutra.
Avatamsaka.
The lotus sutra you will see also pretty soon. The Pari Maha Pari Nirvana Sutra. 128, 126 box. So you will go to 126. You will be able to see the Nirvana Sutra.
Would it be possible? So when I was talking to you last week, we have all of these different sutras, but maybe different traditions will focus on specific texts.
Yeah, you're right.
So in the Master Hua tradition, the Lotus Sutra, the Avatamsaka,
and Surangama Sutra, which is
three.
The sutra I'm going to show you here.
Yeah, could we look at?
Yeah. So here, okay, please hold it for me. So you know the character and the number. So you come over here, and then you search by number 192, 4. 198 and 199. This is the character and the number you are looking for.
Okay.
So you open it here, and then you take out the box. And this one, you can see, you can put it on a table somewhere, maybe over there. So 大佛顶 Great Buddha Summit 如来密因修正了义诸菩萨万恨手楞严 Surangama Sutra. Yeah.
Shurangama Sutra. And do you think the whole Shurangama Sutra is just here, or is it maybe multiple rolls?
It's all here.
It's all here.
It's row 1 to row 10.
And there are just 10 rolls in
Surangama Sutra. There are 10 rows. Yes.
Wow.
And as I'm going to show you here, row 1 and row 10.
Okay.
So this is the one of the three major sutras. The Venerable Master Hua devoted his lifetime to propagate. Yeah.
Could I just take a look inside?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like I have seen these pictures before, maybe in Vajra Bodhi seed or otherwise. Okay, so then it just begins
with the sutra title and the translator's name.
Okay.
And the publisher, the town official, the high-ranking official, Huang Rong. He's received the translations, and then he rendered in the typical Chinese.
And what are the first couple words, the first sentence of the...
First, the couple of words. Thus, I have heard at one time the Buddha was in Saravasti, Jeta Grove, together with the great bhikkhus, 1250 in all. They are all the great arhats,
Right.
Free of outflows.
And then it names them.
Goes on and on, yeah. I can bring you a piece of graph.
Thank you.
I can sense you are quite sincere about this sutra too. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very amazing. I've never been able to touch or to actually touch the sutras before, and I had only from meeting you earlier this week have any kind of understanding of how the different sutras are laid out.
The first sutra the Dharma Master came to lecture is this sutra for the Westerners, and
that was in 1968.
1968. It was intensive, about 60 days or 70 days, or I forgot the number of days he spent it. So he finished the whole sutras lectures. You know, he was trying to make it a certain deadline, and at the end he lectured twice, thrice, 3 times or 4 times to make it finish.
Now, do you know, was it originally like a wood print, like in the 1730s?
Wooden blocks, yeah.
It was wooden blocks.
Wooden blocks printing.
And so when they did the version in the 1980s, that this is a part of,
89.
do you think it was also wooden block, or was it like printing?
I believe it was if not wooden block, it was the metal block.
Metal blocks.
Because they made the character out of the certain, using the metal, right? And then carve the character and then do the printing. But I believe can be also the old-fashioned style printing too.
But it was not like a laser printer or an inkjet printer. You could not do that on.
Not in the 1989. Yeah.
And do you know any more about this? I mean, it looks like. Is it how the pages go together? Is it maybe like 3?
Okay.
Yeah.
It was not the page number. It was not labeled, so it was like the long piece of the paper, and then it was folded. This kind of a printing is easier for the person to open up and keep reading, like doing the practice of recitation.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folds, and then there's a break or a connector. It seems. It's impressive. So much care went into printing these and in keeping them.
Because of keeping them it's treated with special treatment like this. That's why sometimes it's inconvenient to take it out and open to do the reading.
Dharma Master, there's actively incense that's going. Will one of the librarians come here and make an offering every morning?
I believe so. Every morning, whenever a person come over here, she come over here and do some cleaning, like gentle cleaning, and then replace the water usually dumped after in the PM hours. So the first thing they come over is to light incense, and then adding refill the water. Yeah, that's become a daily practice for monastic. Even I in the office over there, I have a small altar, and I just do the same.
Master, this is wonderful. Is there anything else in this long edition to show, or could we go look at the Taisho?
Sure. Let's go another one. Yeah. Taisho. The lady, she make a vow to print this sutra. Actually, cut one of her arms, to make clear her sincere resolve. And such a resolve actually moved a lot of people flocking to her and say, I donate $5. He donate $3 because we are touched by your sincerity.
Wow. How long ago do you think this is?
1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
So now we have come to the Taiso canon here. And Taiso canon, many years ago, I think Hsuan Hua showed me some of before the computer age, the computer digital reading is not popular yet. So he showed me the index book here and tell me if I want to find a sutra, I just open this two small book.
Okay.
That's called a general index, Dongmulu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Taisho Tipitaka was definitive edition of the Chinese canon, and is Japanese commentaries used by scholars in the 20th century.
The Taiso edition is the richest, the vastest in scope.
The most,
the most expensive in scope.
Starting off with the Agamas.
Agama Sutra division.
Which are the first two volumes, I believe?
Yeah. 1 and 2. And Agama book 1, Agama book 2.
Okay, so these are the Agamas or the sutras of the Mahayana canon that are most like the Pali sutras. You find versions, basically almost the exact same text of Pali sutras in the Agamas. And the general breakdown of the Pali canon is you've got a collection on long discourses, the Digha Nikaya, which is called the Dirghagama, the Majjhima Nikaya, which is the Madhyamika, middle length, and then exactly the Anguttara, the numbered, and the Samyutta. So those
miscellaneous.
The miscellaneous, exact Kudaka. So these two are the part of the Chinese canon which includes the Pali canon. You could say that in a certain way. And the next ones are the Jatakas. So these are also the birth stories of the Buddha.
Jakarta are here. There are also 2 volumes. Book 1 and book 2.
Okay. I just want to see if these also have the illustrations. So these are going from right to left as well?
I think the Chinese canon is always printed in the right to left.
Okay.
Up and down.
So these versions, at least, or these early suttas, don't have the illustrations, it seems. But it seems like...
That's you're talking about the pictures?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe those are later. And then you've got Prajna Paramita.
In the next division is called Prajna
Paramita. Borebu.
Starting from the fifth volume, Divutra.
And maybe, Dharma Master, if you could just point to...
Okay, I'll point...
as we go...
Yeah, as we... as I show you in the computer,
Yes.
The Prajna division.
Okay.
And then starting from volume 9, we have the Huayanbu, the Avatamsaka, and the Lotus division.
The Lotus Sutta, the Saddharma Pundarika Sutta.
Huayanbu, the 10th volumes. And number 11,
Ratanakuta?
Ratanakuta, Baojibu, right.
And so Avatamsaka, this is another one of the
right here.
3 of the main sutras which Master Hua and many commentators
commentators in the Shastra division later. And the great Dajibu, the great collection sutra here. And Jing Ji Bu, I think is referring to the Fang Den Bu. I think it's in this division where we can find the Surangama Sutra.
Surangama Sutra, okay.
And then here we come to, from volume 18, we have the Mi Jiao Bu, esoteric teachings.
Or Tantra.
Tantra division. Tantra division. It has quite a few volumes of the Tantra teachings here.
4 volumes.
2, 4 volumes. And all the previous volumes are the Sutra division, the Sutra. And starting from volume 22, volume 22nd volume, we have the Vinaya Sutra, Vinaya collection. Vinaya collection. Li Bu.
That's 22, 23,
Three volumes of them are on Vinaya.
The monks' rules, monks and nuns.
Rules and the monastic code. Okay. Starting from volume 25, 25th volume, we have the Shastra division, the Shastra Abhidhamma division.
Master, do you know anything about these illustrations? Like, do they tell stories or?
Usually, here, Neza Taizi is the one of the prince. Mythology in China, very famous. This prince, I can send you videos, YouTube video, and then you can see the movie about it.
Wow. And so,
it was maybe come from certain temple, and here is one of the celestial heaven. I'm not sure it's from the northern heavenly king or the southern heavenly king.
It's kind of amazing that they could.
Remember, we have 4 heavenly kings on the 4 sides of the Buddha hall.
Right.
Yeah, that's the picture over there.
So these are maybe photographs from different temples in Japan?
I believe it's from China.
From China.
And this is one the Black Heaven king, the devil king. And that's one of the Sanni Long Wang Xiang, the Dragon King picture.
So likely not all one artist.
No,
but just
impossible. It was compiled over a span of maybe 1,000 or 2,000 years. I think Japanese they are very meticulous.
So it's kind of like a catalog of Buddhist imagery.
When they saw the image, they are impressed. You remember there's a period of time in which Japanese they are sincere about enthusiastic about the Tang dynasty culture. Yeah, they came over and learned.
It's amazing that there's color in these as well.
The color, I think, was added later.
And what are these telling the story of?
Let's see, because it was 第八废号. No, I totally ignorant about what. Although I know the character, D is the younger brother. Fei Hao. Fei Zai. This one, the last one, I'm not sure. But the third character means fei, means expense or wasting.
Do you think all of these are on the C beta in these editions? Like maybe
yes,
digital editions?
Now they are available. You remember a few years ago, it's better they were all they did is keying in the character, but now they are compiled more and more. This can be obtained from the digital digital image. Yeah.
This is amazing.
Let's see whether this is a manuscript or not. Poloni. Some of them they are the drawing of the Guan Yin Bodhisattva's Dharani Sutra. You know, sometimes he manifests as a woman, sometimes as a general, sometimes as a fierce Bodhisattva. 33 transformation body of Guan Yin.
I think book 84 has the sit-in script.
Yeah, no, more here. Text. The collection is the author compile all the mantras from this book, and then compile into a system like this.
Can we just look
Yeah,
and
yeah.
see
It's
what?
very interesting. When you look at, you can see maybe that's what you want. You have a multi-language.
Oh yeah, and you've got this is Sanskrit up here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Chinese, maybe including the.
Oh, this is almost like a photo of. I mean, what script is it? Is that even Chinese?
That's this line is Chinese. I can recognize.
Huh. But
In
old
the
Chinese.
rest, maybe it's another version of the Sanskrit. The old style of Sanskrit.
Oh, like Siddhim maybe.
Siddhim.
Siddhim. Oh. So that's Siddhim next to Chinese.
Mm-hmm. And at the top, it will show you from which sutra it comes from. And what's the mantra number? Mantra 77. Wow. Mantra 78. So it's amazing that he accomplished this.
Wow.
And this is from the Xinjing. From Xinjing.
So there's
Remember Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, and in a Sanskrit form.
Ah, yeah, this is from the Heart Sutra.
Interesting. We found into the Xinjing.
wow. So almost certainly the Shurangama mantra is in here.
Sangama mantra should be here,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure which volume.
Oh yeah, I mean you've got lots of volumes. Is this available online?
This one, digital wise,
Yeah.
we may have to purchase the digital version.
Is this?
It was done in 2001 June.
Oh, it says it got it from the C Beta.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. So,
2000. Wow, that's cool.
so, 意志, it has the in Qingla there has the Manchu language, as the Mongolian language, Chinese and Tibetan, 4 languages.
Wow, this is an amazing text. Gosh.
Yeah. Even I find it difficult to study because it requires a person to really sit down and come in a very calm mental state to study this thing.
A new edition of all mantras in the Mahapitaka. Wow. Oh, thank you, Dharma Master.
You're welcome. Ling Gong Ling.